Okay, welcome back. Now I'm going to try and turn off a light behind me here. Call it that's light, and let's try another light off here. Okay, that's better. Okay. What I want to continue with is Unit 307. Okay, and again we're still Unit 307, and we're looking at Session 7, Requirements of Testing, Part 2. Okay. Okay, let's just make sure we can see that in place. Okay, fully. Okay, let's go back. Pan out, I should say. Use the correct filming terminology. Okay. Now again, I don't need to do a lot of talking on this. This is for you mainly to read through and look at for yourselves. Okay. Right, revision, you've done most of this already, okay, previously, okay. Don't need me to be looking at it again or going over it. You should know the format by now, okay. Section 7 requirements for testing. In this session, you will specify the procedures, state the effects of installation, etc., cables connected in parallel, variations in cable length, etc., etc. Okay. Now you would have seen that we did some of this in part 1. Okay. So again, I'm not going to take too long on this, basically, other than to show you, bring it close into you so you can see it in full. Okay. Okay. And again here, I'm not doing any talking. This is your level freeze now, so you should be able to comprehend this for yourselves by now. Okay. Again here we're extending simply what we did and looked at in part 1. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, should be able to fathom that completely. And here we're looking at circuits with two-way and intermediate switching. Okay. Now you'll see here it says not tested until switches are operated. Okay, because those would be your strappers basically. Look at three-phase IR testing. Now what this is actually telling you is that it's three-phase testing, okay? L1, L2, L3, and three-phase and neutral systems, okay? And all it's showing you here is how that process should be carried out. Now, make sure that you have complied with the IEE regs, IET regulations, and that there are any new methods of application or methods in reference to three-phase testing should be implemented in respect of your current regulations, okay? And here it's telling you the tests to be carried out between the relevant conductors, okay? The understanding of insulation resistance values. Now, insulation resistance tests give a value of for the total installation, okay? Now again here, I'm going to make sure you have the information. Now, this you should be familiar with already because you have done this in calculation of resistances, etc., both in series and in parallel. So you should be able to implement this for yourselves and understand its concept. Okay. And when you take into account all the values of resistance, total resistances, that value should not exceed a given value in respect of the IET regulations. Okay. All this is showing you is just showing you a fault, okay, in respect of a cable. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. And this is just telling you, reminding you what it's talking about basically. Remember, the more paths in parallel, the lower the overall resistance will be, okay? And that's what it is saying there at the base there, okay? Various non-resistant cable length and cross-sectional area. Now, this here is calculation for resistance. Consider R equals rho L over A. No, that's rho L over A. Okay. L is the length of the conductor. Now, rho is the resistivity of the conductor material. So it's PVC. So each material is given a given value, okay, in respect of its values given, and you will see this. This information would have given to you some time ago, and if you look in one of my already mentioned videos, you should find this as well. L is the length and A is the cross-sectional area of the conductor. Okay. Now here we have protection by SELV and PELV and electrical separation. Now PELV protects extra low voltage, okay. PELV, I'm going to leave that for you to look up, okay. I can't be telling you everything. Okay, and again, make sure that these regulations are concurrent with your current IEE or IET regulations for the electrical industry. And here we have our separated extra low voltage or safety extra low voltage. Okay, now again, make sure you are familiar with the current IET regs in reference to SELV. It is your responsibility. And here we have SELV2. Okay, simply showing you method of testing. And you're testing for insulation resistance to ensure that there's no breakdown within your circuitry. Okay. Okay. And here you have a value that its resistance should not be less than 5 megohms or 5 million ohms. Okay. And here we're looking at protection by separation of circuits. Okay, now again here, this is for you to read for yourselves. I am not going to read this out to you. You're quite capable of doing this for yourselves, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. And here's looking at non-conducting floors and walls. This is more common on the continent and may be applied in areas where there is an increased risk caused by a fault to earth. Okay. And all we're showing you here is that is a test which should be carried out. Okay. Okay. These here would be your test electrodes. Okay. Basically. Now, polarity test. Now, this is to ensure that the live side of the cable goes to the switching point side of the switch. Okay, or goes to the live side of the switch if you prefer. Okay, and again, make sure that the current regulations are compliant with your current IET or IE regulations. Okay, you cannot take it for granted, because these things have the habit of changing all the time. So keep a footnote on these regulations. Test points for polarity. Okay, and again, remember you're testing to ensure that the mains cable, the live feed goes to the live side of the switch, whether it be in a ceiling rose or in your switch itself. Okay. Now this, we can consider this to be a switch, or even though the cable it's a blue cable, because we have got a little brown tag on it, it has become a switch wire or a feed, whichever one we've chosen to make it to be. But again, read your information, read the information provided, look at the work you have been doing, okay, and apply it. Oh, sorry about that. Seems like my hand drifted out to the wrong position. Okay, now attempt the end of the session questions. Now there are some questions that goes with this, and you should find them within the framework of the video itself. So you'll need to look on the other videos that says questions. Okay, but thank you for your time, and I hope you found this useful. Have a good day. Bye bye.